Hey Simon, Dean again. Just wanted to walk you through a couple updates in my process. Interestingly enough, I did start to um, back test NQ versus the NAS 100. I don't know why there's a difference per se, um, but I'm definitely seeing a difference in the volatility of price action. So it's just sort of an interesting dynamic. I've really struggled the last couple of days trying to figure this out and to get my process tighter. But I wanted to just walk you through how I've been doing things. I think I've got a better feel for how things are playing out. Um, so I'm just looking at the dailies. I've kind of marked out my levels here, and sort of prices hovering. This is October of 2023 here. Um, Price overall is on a downward trend, although we've got a reasonable amount of strong FEGs, price inefficiencies on the way down. That price will likely come down to. We've kind of got a support level here, which happens to be right here in this what I would consider one of the high impact FEGs that you like to talk about, um, where price is both resistance and support, and also it's an FEG formed um, as part of an order block and a fairly strong displacement to the upside. And I just recall from our training that this type of an order block formed in through through this transition here is a high impact order block um, and a high impact FEG, just the way I recall. I don't necessarily remember all the terminology that you used, but I recognize this formation and I recognize how it's played across uh, the daily time span. So I'm going to respect that. Price looks like it's respecting it, and so I'm going to be on the lookout for a breach of this level, which would signal a strong downside, or a respect, which means price is heading to this level here at 15057, and then on to the next level here. So let's see how price action plays out. I'm going to drop down to the hourly. I don't expect um, a significant change in my analysis. But I can see here, big fair value gap and the downward displacement candle here, choppy resistance up here, and strong support down here. So price is definitely going to make a move here. It's just going to be a question of what direction it wants to take. I feel like looking at this the way I'm seeing it is the boundaries are clear. I'm going to wait for a structural breach either on the downside or on the upside, and so we'll see kind of how it plays out from here. I feel like I don't have to know precisely what direction price is going in. I think what I have to know is what are the ranges that it's going to play in, um, and where are the big price inefficiencies, where's my support and resistance levels. I think I need to understand the topography of where price could go, and that way I can react accordingly. I don't feel like maybe in the past I felt more like I had to really understand the bias, but I think the bias is indicative, but it's certainly not at the lower time frames necessarily where price will go. So you just got to be careful. I have no idea where price is going to go. By the way, in this analysis, I'm going to play it as she lies, and maybe hopefully you'll see something that I missed or point out some things that I could have done better, depending on how things play out. I'll just note I see another sort of support level right around through this area here, right in the middle of this FEG. Again, just indicative of where price likes to sit and rest. So that's on the hourly. We'll jump down to the 5 minute. Coming out of the pre-market, and lo and behold, we've got some news. ADP employment, yeah, that's going to be a big mover. And ISM, not necessarily a big mover, but it could be. So ordinarily, I wouldn't be trading, um, but let's just see how price reacts and let's see where it goes from here. Notably, we are below yesterday's open. And I find that has the potential to be notable. There's the prior day high, and I would say prior day high and prior day low is got to be somewhere here. Or that may have been prior day. What's this? Oh. Prior day low is right here. Yeah. So we got a big spread in prior day levels, which just says that I think price could move quite a bit. I'm still on the lookout for this area here, this FEG, and obviously prior day open. This FEG here is also providing some support. So again, all the fractal nature of price, everything I saw on the higher frames, the higher time frames, I'm aware of on the lower time frames. So let's just play forward and see how things play out. New York open, price pops, it pops again. I don't necessarily, yep, it's broken structure at this point. Right here, it's breached the, I believe that's the prior day low. Oops. It's pushed into this price inefficiency here. It is pushed into this one here. At this point, I'd go one more tick because it just could be an upward move to clear out this fair value gap before it goes downward. I will also point out that I've got a fair amount of inefficiency here. I've got a nice fair value gap here. A smaller one in here. So I feel like this is a stop run right here. And price will reverse. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, price is reversing, and it does exactly that. I still don't feel like I've got a strong entry at this point. If it breaches down here, I'm going to go ahead and go take a short position at that point. Now, notice that I've not really talked about dealing range per se, and that's something I'm going to want to better understand in terms of how dealing range affects my decision making. I know it's important, certainly as you kind of think about where price could go. But I don't know in the order of priority whether it is more relevant than I'm giving credit to it right now. What I do know is I was cognizant of the fact I was going into a fair value gap. I was cognizant of the fact that I had inefficiencies still pre-market to deal with, and that even though price breached a structural level, that it was likely a reversal. And I've just seen that pattern before. Anytime it sort of goes into these price inefficiencies, you got to be careful that you don't that you don't go long. These are areas of high probability of reversals, and you want to play that through before you take a trade. At this juncture, it's sort of cleared up the fair value gap, meaning it wants to head south. I've got a big displacement candle here. I'm going to see what the next candle does, and comes through, clears out. I might be looking for a fair value gap here. I get another reversal, so we're going to get some choppy behavior before we head south. There we go. again, more choppy behavior. I'm sitting at 10:30 right now. And if I don't get an entry in, this will be this is just trading sideways, then this will likely be a pass. Um, yeah, so this is just going to go sideways. I'll likely pass on this day. Let's see what happens here. Up and down. Tough to know. Now, it's already cleared out fair value here, this fair value area. It's continuing to want to go high. I could talk myself, it's still relatively early. But this is now the rebalancing period, and likely right after it will head in the opposite direction of where it's been before, but then it'll just continue on. So let's just see what happens here. Should I have taken that trade? No, no. Yeah, yeah. So I at least at this juncture, I'm not comfortable with taking a trade. It came up to this high area. It's bouncing off of this support or this point of resistance right here, from the prior day or the prior it's prior day levels. Um, it's choppy. The candles are wicky. It's just a high risk day. Not a lot of conviction, and so it's already late in the day. I'm not taking a trade, so I'm going to pass from here on out. So that's how I'm thinking about it, at least for today. A no trade is a safe trade, which means it's a good trade. I don't feel compelled to take an unnecessary trade, especially when I don't have a strong feeling about where price is going. I could have talked myself into at any one of these levels going long. It never ultimately cleared out this area. Maybe later in the day it does. It never cleared out this area of inefficiency. So it's just a one of those days where price is just kind of moving sideways without a lot of direction. One could say, well, you had all this direction here. I mean, this is all to the upside, but in the middle, it's just chop. I'm not good enough trader to try to understand how to trade that. So maybe as I get better, I'll build more confidence around playing in this mix, but I don't feel like I have to at this stage. So anyway, just wanted to show you, you know, a no trade day and how I thought about it. Look forward to your feedback.